Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Christ the royal master leads against the foe. Forward into battle, see his banners go. Onward, Christian soldiers, marching as to war, with the cross of Jesus going on before. Oh, for a faith that will not shrink, though pressed by every foe, that will not tremble on the brink of any earthly woe, that will not murmur or complain beneath a chastening rod, but in the hour of grief or pain will lean upon its God. A faith that shines more bright and clear when tempest rage without, that when in danger knows no fear, in darkness feels no doubt. Lord, give us such a faith as this, and then whatever may come, we'll taste and hear the hallowed bliss of an eternal home. A charge to keep I have, a God to glorify, a never-dying soul to save, and fitted for the sky, to serve the present age, my calling to fulfill. Oh, may it all my powers engage to do my Master's will. Arm me with jealous care, as in thy sight to live, and O thy servant, Lord, prepare a strict account to give. Help me to watch and pray, and on thyself rely. Assured if I my trust betray, I shall forever die. Rise up, O men of God, have done with lesser things. Give heart and mind and soul and strength to serve the King of Kings. Rise up, O men of God, his kingdom tarries long. Bring in the day of brotherhood and end the night of wrong. Rise up, O men of God, the church for you doth wait. Her strength unequal to her task, rise up and make her great. Lift high the cross of Christ, tread where his feet have trod. As brothers of the Son of Man, rise up, O men of God.
this video finds you well, doing good, enjoying your afternoon or your day, etc., so forth, and that y'all get a little bit of encouragement from your time spent here. Hello, Skylar! Long time no chat. Long time no see either. Hello, Sister Reba! She has her sunglasses. Mine are on the hat rack. I wore them plenty today. It was hot today. I hope that you all are doing well. Sister Reba greets Skylar and me. Fun Friday! Hooray! Indeed it is. There's Sister Reba. Just at the same time. Technically, she's probably about 20 seconds early, knowing Facebook. But the comment showed up at the same time I said it. Fun Friday, hooray! Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Is Skylar still underneath the 54 Chevy? Or has he returned? Because we don't know. Okay. So wait, that means you're already... Ah, I see. Skylar says it's on all fours again! Yay! Well, that's good to know. You know, I really can't... I really don't know why I haven't thought of this yet. Like, you'd think, with as much time as I spend in the garden, and as much pictures I have of the garden, I've already created a photo album of the garden. No. That would be too easy. So, now I am writing this wrong. Alrighty. Okay, if I add that, it'll go faster. Yes. Mission accomplished. Skyler says, just now. Yay. Fun Friday. Hooray! Reba says, how has your day been going? My day has been well. It went smoothly. It was really hot. Like, I could do with it never being that hot again. Right, Skylar? Yeah, it was just that hot, and the humidity level was just really high today. And so just standing outside, you just start to bead up and then just run down your face and drip off your nose. Not mentioning working, it was just existing outside. So, yeah, it was very hot today. Reba says, great idea. Thank you. Thank you. Skyler says he's speaking facts. It's just the truth. I'd be fine if it was just never that hot again. That's typical summer there, says Sister Reba. Yeah, but I hear that's only in certain parts of Texas. Some parts are nicer. See, I always think it funny because my boss man's brother, also the occasion my boss man, he spent a good bit of time down in Texas. I want to say around Lubbock, but I don't know exactly where he was at. I know my boss man spent a lot of time around Lubbock, but anyways, due to the difference between humid heat and dry heat, he said that where he was at in Texas, it may be 110, but it didn't feel anywhere as hot as our 95s do. Yeah. He didn't have that much of a problem where he was at in Texas with heat. Now, I know Texas is a big place. The weather is quite different depending upon where you're at in Texas, but still. And everyone he met would see him, he'd be working in normal short sleeves, and they'd be peeling out of their shirts and such. And they were looking at him as if he was crazy. Like, you're not cooked? No, this is actually a lot gentler than the humid heat. But I also do know that a lot of Texans come up here and enjoy our weather too. Except for when it snows. Yeah. Lots of rain will make it quite humid. Anna pops in. She says, hooray! Hello, Sister Anna. Good seeing ya. Sister T says, hi again, family. Hello, Sister T. Reba says, it's humid in Waco. Humidity. What? Thank you. And our hearts and prayers still go to the Texas flood victims, those who are still not yet found. So yes, now that I've added those photos to a album, let's see if they'll pop up. Aha! Yes. Anyway. So it did work. Hooray. So, that's the wrong button. Y'all get another little tour of the garden. Ha ha. Cross the brazos at Waco. Right on, they'll make there by dawn. Cross the brazos at Waco. And says, good evening, everyone. She says, I'm eating spaghetti and spinach and cucumber. What a mix. Oh, dee. Bomb. Ooh. Hey, there we go. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got food in my tummy. That's not the way I wanted. Swap it around. Aha. Yes. Now you got me to thinking what's. Actually, I know the answer to that question. Spaghetti and, yeah. Summer squash in spaghetti sauce. Say that 5 times fast. Tastes quite well. And I don't imagine spinach would be that horrible in it either. No, Sister T. You gotta come up here. Oh, and before we get started in this, we have to remember CJ, who is absent today. He is at least, I don't know if he's made it to Arkansas yet or not. I'd hope he has, but he is planning on being there at the Ark in Arkansas. So yeah, he's absent today with family, traveling. So, yep, he's slacking. We'll just have to remember him. Slacker, CJ! Mm-hmm. Sister T says, I know, a weird mix. I got cucumber in case I don't like the spinach. Well, cucumbers are really good for you. So is spinach. I'd say I'd like cucumbers a little bit more. Mm. So she says, look at Shua, nice squash. Yes. So that was our first picture. It was really funny. She didn't have enough shirt to carry all the squash. So, I had to stick some in her pocket. But she was in the garden. She was being really helpful. Here's her getting ready to take the squash up to the house. Hey, CJ is here. We don't have to keep him in our memory. We get the real deal. Amazing. He says vacation mode. CJ popping in. Yes. Remember, no, it's not vacation mode. It's tourist mode. Come on, man, get it right. Rita says that she thinks he was at the Ark this afternoon, and he was. That's good. Good. I didn't get any photos. Yes, I successfully summoned him. I'll have to write that down and learn how to do it better. That'll come a lot more handy. This guy, I tell you. It's hard to get a hold of. When he's at home even. But summoning him, that'll help. Sister T says, "Oh, I see that now in the pockets." Yes, Sister T. Yeah, Sister Shua, my sister Shua. That was just a whole bunch of things. Sister T said, "I see that in the pockets." 3 different thoughts collided right there. So, how is CJ enjoying his tourist mode? Ah, he'll show him next Friday night. Will you though? Will you, or will you be gone again? Absentee, AWOL. Sister T said, "Did you meet my son, CJ? Did you? Did you? Did you?" Skylar says, I presume he's still talking about the 54. He says, "Drove around good, and he stopped at his park," which we all, well, not all of us would know that one. Those of us who have been to the huge town of Monteith would recognize how big a feat it is to have driven to his park, which is down the road. Less than a block. That was a great long travel there, Skylar. CJ says, "Great." He says he feels like he was on vacation. He's in tourist mode. You went on vacation north. Some people. Sister T says she's growing so fast. Yes, she is. Sister T says, "I'm sorry." And Skylar is rolling laughing. Because he knows how big of an accomplishment it is for him to be able to drive to the city park. Skylar says, "The arc was huge and awesome to see." Yes, I bet it was. I've seen it on pictures and in videos. You know, it's one thing to sit there and say the length and the width and the height and picture it. It's another thing entirely to see it. Things tend to look different in our heads. I'm glad CJ was able to see it. I'll have to capture him and drag him along with me if I ever get the chance to go. Can't wait to show pictures, but the pictures just won't do it justice. They better not do it justice. So we've had a good couple rains here and there. CJ says yes. Anna says it's a good visit. We enjoyed it when we went. Did you go to the Creation Museum also, CJ? Dun dun dun. Did you? Inquiring minds want to know. That's tomorrow. He gets to see that tomorrow. He can't see it today. Nope, not allowed. It was restricted for him to go there today. Sister T went to the museum as well. No spoilers, Sister T. Anna says it's incredible as well. It's really neat they were able to do those things. To get it all set and built and planned and mapped out. Really a rather neat accomplishment. Just to be able to see it. Spent 8 hours at the Ark, about 5 was spent walking around. Yeah. So did you spend the other couple hours just standing around? Or Sister G says, CJ, you're going to love it. That's all I'm saying, LOL. Yeah. That is the sad thing about it. Yep. Say the sinner's prayer and accept Jesus into your heart. Nowhere in the scriptures do you find the sinner's prayer. Donnie says, I'm confused. Everyone is talking about the Ark. Yes. CJ was able to go to the Ark in Arkansas, which was a project done, I don't remember when, where they took the biblical measurements of the Ark and actually remade it. Just to show people how big it actually is. So that's why everyone's talking about the Ark. 2016. Okay. CJ should know. I mean, he really should. He's just there. But, yeah. So that's why everyone's talking about the Ark. This is Noah's Ark. Not the Ark of the Covenant. Or Testimony. Not Moses' Ark. Anna says, it's a great trip. Everyone should go. It's impossible to see it and deny the existence of God. Yeah. It should definitely be impossible to deny that he knew what he was doing. I'll always remember this segment from a debate way back when between two particular people, one of which a Christian and the other a atheist, where the atheist asks his pointed question, of which he says, so you believe that all the thousands of different types of animals came off that ark. Even all these different breeds of dogs and cats, and he had a whole list. You believe they all fit on a boat? All came from a boat. To which Christian replied, "Yes, yes, I do. But I find that to be a whole lot better of a belief than believing that every living thing came from a rock." And I'll just always always remember and love that clip. Oh. Sister T's son works there. His name is Donald. Good to know. CJ says they ate lunch there, listened to a couple of presentations, one from Ken Ham, Answers in Genesis. And it says they did a pretty good job. I'm glad to hear. I can't say for myself, but from the pictures I've seen, they did a really good job. CJ says it took them 2 years to build. Yeah, it's a big building. It's a big boat. Sister T warns that if you have allergies, you might want to take something for them. He asks, have you seen Ken Ham and Bill Nye? No, I have not. I've heard of Bill Nye, but I haven't seen either of them. Sister T says, it doesn't mention dogs and cats, just saying. Well, it says 2 of every kind of animal, at least. And some of them were even 4x4. And dogs and cats are animals. CJ says, debate? Yes, it was a debate. So she says, David Cale. So she says, CJ, watch out for David Cale. Donnie says, bugs and flies could have stayed off the ark. Yeah, for the most part, I could do definitely without the flies. Unfortunately, they do help pollinate certain things. So they do have a purpose. CJ says all the sounds are incredible. CJ says if you get a chance, you should watch that debate. Oh, between Ken and Bill? I suppose that should be interesting. I mean, at least knowing from what I've seen of Bill, yeah, that should be interesting. Yeah. So she says, oh, CJ said he didn't meet my son. Yep. So have you been enjoying your trip, CJ? Sounds like it so far. Yeah, his show was rather famous. I never watched it, but his show was rather famous. I do know that. CJ says yes, he can't even wait until tomorrow. She says, CJ, do you know what my son looks like? CJ says, nope. Anna says, how far is the arc from you in Michigan, CJ? Five and a half hours. You know, that's not all that bad. Where is the map? Not there. Where did that go? Map?
What?
Where'd the map go?
What map?
The one that used to be on the wall but was then folded up.
Oh, that's probably one of the notes from hiding somewhere.
That's weird. It was here the other day.
Ow!
Sister T got to touch an animal. And she says it stunk. She thinks it was a camel. She's not sure. Hmm. Interesting. Hang on. I'll be right back. Yep. Nope. Have absolutely no idea where that went. Anna says that's about as far away from here, where we are as well. Skylar says he's still listening. He got everything put away. It's shower time now. Skylar says, not Skylar. CJ says we ate, staying at a nice Airbnb. She said, how do you know then if you don't know what he looks like? Well, easily. He didn't meet a guy by the name of David. Or, not David, Donald. Donald Kale? David Kale. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, he didn't meet him, apparently. I don't know. Sister T. We're in the same boat here. She says she's surprised to eat at the restaurant by the Ark. Donnie says, with everyone watching from different states, it makes it hard to gather when the meetings start. Which meetings? So she says, wow, it's about 9 hours for me. Oh. Anna says, there's a restaurant at the Ark. At least there was when we went. It was a buffet-style restaurant. You know, that makes a lot of sense, Sister Anna. Like, if I was in charge of it, I would have a buffet-style restaurant there at the Ark as well. Because we're talking about one of every type of, two of all the types of animals. I mean, you should have a lot of food on hand. I like this idea. It better be a buffet style restaurant. You know, I've never thought of that, but that's good. That is good. She says, yes, Anna, it is. My son goes there and eats. He worked there for a while. He says it's good food. I really hope so. I sure hope so. It's really sad when places serve bad food. It should be a crime. Yeah. Now you guys got me wondering, like, how far away is it from me? So, we're going to go over to the good old Google Maps. The Ark Encounter. Oh, CJ, it's closed right now. It'd be 10 hours and 8 minutes. From my place. 10 hours. Oh, it's just south of Cincinnati there. There's construction work on 25 going into there. Oh no, 75, excuse me. Huh. Well, so you should be closer there in North Carolina than we are here in Iowa. You just should be, by all accounts. Man, that'd be a while. 10 hours is a long drive. Oh. So yeah. It'd be 8 hours from Donnie's house. We pick you up on the way by. I suspect you're right, Sister Reba. I think that's what he meant, but who knows? This is CJ after all. We don't know. Knowing CJ, if there was a Casey's location nearby, he went there and ate. Sister T says the first time we went to Tennessee to get Sean, then to Kentucky. Sister T says, I think you're right, Sister Reba. CJ says, sorry, you made me check out. I'm back. Check out. Well, we're glad to have you back. So, back to the garden tour. Now that we have had our brief intermission from our beloved CJ the Slacker, also CJ the Tourist, and CJ the 3D Model. Which I get to wave around in front of him because he can't have it yet. CJ says, on the way back, we're going to Casey's. You managed to convince them to go to the Casey's? See, I was on the phone with him the other day as he was packing. And I decided to taunt him and tell him that I'd had Casey's breakfast pizza for breakfast. Which made him depressed. And then I told him, well, actually, CJ, if you're headed to the Ark, in theory, there should be one along the way. I mean, if not, we'll always think there should have been. But and so CJ then looked it up, and truly, behold, there is a Casey's on the way between him and the Ark. I think they have to go out of the way just a tad bit, but it's still in between him and the Ark. So, Donnie says it's past CJ's bedtime. I wonder what time zone CJ's in right now. CJ, what time is it over there? Are you back in real time at 9:18, or are you still in fake time? Sister T's talking about the nieces they had with us, the family that went with them. Nice, nice. Always good to have family with you, especially when you're going to something like that. You better have family with you. CJ puts up some angry faces. Give me. No, you can't have yourself. Skylar's laughing. Anna says, "Is Casey's a person?" No. Casey's is a gas station or a general store. They're technically called Casey's General Store, but it's a gas station. And also a good pizza place. Donnie says Casey's is a great gas station with food and drinks. Don't forget drinks. And most of them have good bathrooms, except for the one in Panora. Just don't go to the Casey's bathroom in Panora. It has a problem. Skylar will agree with me on that one. It has had a problem for a long, long time. It is a bad bathroom. But most of them are nice bathrooms. Most of them. Says Jesus, so he loves Casey's Pizza. Yes, he loves Casey's Pizza. See, at first, you see, okay, hang on. Hold up. We're going to take a detour. Haha. Alright, we're going to back out of that for a moment. We're going to go down to October. Should we go to this October or last October? I don't know which one. There's September, October. There's CJ. Aha, perfect. I have the perfect photo. Yes, that is a very good photo. Haha. Right, let me catch on comments first. Yes, so he loves Casey's Pizza. It's 10:30 where CJ is at. He's in fake time. Okay, so it is past his bedtime. Not really. So she says, "Oh, it's a city, not a pizza place." No, it's a gas station, Sister T. / place that serves pizza. It's not really a pizzeria, but you can call and order a pizza. They will make pizza, and some places even deliver pizza. So I guess you could almost call it a pizzeria. Anyways, CJ says yes. He was able to convince them they were actually going to go there for dinner last night, but they already passed it. Oh, I bet you felt so depressed. Santa says almost that time. She says, "Of course it's pizza." Should have known. Yeah, you really should have. See, Skylar says it's a gas station. Skylar says Maverick is better only because they have your hot dog machine. That's the only reason you're voting for him right now. Sister T says, "LOL, I agree, Anna." Skylar says Sparky's is best. Yes, Sparky's has the best bathroom in the area. Guthrie's is for the tiny. Yes, it is. The older Casey's locations do not have good bathrooms. Yes. The newer, bigger ones have a lot better bathrooms. She says she ate the spinach and cucumber, but not all of the spaghetti, which is odd. She loves spaghetti. Well, at least she ate the two really important things. I mean, better to have your vegetables. Donnie says, tomorrow, driving to work. Envision this. CJ, this is for you. Tomorrow, driving to work. Donnie will pass 2 Casey's stores. He might have some food for you, CJ. CJ says, I was! Depressed, that is. So, back to my shenanigans. In October, when CJ was here, we make it a rule that the first place that CJ and I go for our beloved CJ is the Casey's General Store. And we had to fuel up, so we're at the pumps here in this photo. But I grabbed me a cup of coffee because I didn't get the chance to make some before we left that morning. I just didn't. So I got me a cup of Casey's coffee and decided we needed a aptly appropriate face for the occasion. Because, after all, I was looking at this mess. CJ says, Reba, are you laughing at my pain? Sister T says she is. Donnie says, never been to Buc-ee's. Neither have I. Sister T says, LOL. I mean, I was looking at this mess. But this is a picture of our beloved CJ enjoying his last... one of his last breakfast pizzas for the year. Also the only ones, really. In front of the Casey's General Store. So there you go. It is a gas station that serves pizza. And there's no question about it. I got CJ addicted to their breakfast pizza. They have the best breakfast pizza in the state of Iowa. They won the award for that. Reba, CJ says, hey. Reba says, yes, I'm sorry. She says, I sure hope I get to go. Yes, Sister T, we do too. You better be up here. I mean, how else are you supposed to get a ride on Amos's bike if you don't come on up here? Reba says, I love Buc-ee's. CJ says to Reba, no, you're not, and don't be. Talking about being sorry. Reba says, it almost made him miss the train, huh? It did. The first time, because we stopped at every Casey's between here and Osceola, yeah, he almost missed the train. He was willing to sacrifice going home for Casey's pizza. She just says, at first, I wasn't a fan of it, remember? Yes, you were. You weren't a fan of the idea when I was telling you about Casey's breakfast pizza. You're like, it's just gas station pizza. But the moment you had your first bite of Casey's pizza, you were instantly on the ball with it. You liked it. Albeit, you didn't realize the full potential until you had their bacon breakfast pizza. I asked you, okay, do you want bacon or sausage? You just said sausage. Which I should have gotten you bacon anyways, because their bacon is better. But I got you sausage, and you said, wow, that's good. You weren't quite addicted to it, but you were close. And then once I got you that slice of bacon, that sealed your fate. Donnie says, in 2 weeks is our state fair. Is anyone going to the Iowa State Fair? Grabs the megaphone. Amos is. I guess, from what I heard, he's supposed to be spending 15 days down there. I don't know if I am or not. It's been a long, long time since I've been to the state fair. Skylar wants to go. I don't know if he's going or not. Anna says, LOL. She says, Buc-ee's is overrated. However, they do have the cleanest bathrooms. Well, that's good. Sister T says she can see herself on Amos's bike. What a show it's going to be. She says, I remember that. LOL. She just says, yep, it's your fault. It is. I know. You see that pure manic addiction in his eyeballs there? That was a moment he was never coming back from. And remember, this is the second time he had it. It's been an entire year since he had Casey's breakfast pizza. He had to get his fix. Anna asked her, did you get your train ticket yet? To Sister T, CJ asked the same question. Maniac is what I meant, Sister Anna. Sister T says, well, CJ didn't say nothing about my comments. LOL. I feel the love, CJ. CJ's feeling the the cravings again. Help! I need it. He's remembering the crunchiness of that bacon, the nice cheesiness from the cheesy sauce, and the overall flavor of that cheese from the top with the egg and the bacon. Anna says, oh, that's hilarious. So yeah, that was CJ's encounter with Casey's breakfast pizza. Donnie says CJ can order the breakfast pizza anytime he gets here. CJ says stop. Stop. She says, no, CJ, I have called and called. She's going to try again tomorrow. I got to see the price first. CJ, you got yours? Question mark. I'm adding that question mark. I think that's a question. And it says, you put egg on the pizza? Okay. So the Casey's breakfast pizza. Anything you know about pizza, you just have to throw out the window right now, except for cheese and dough. They put the dough down. I don't even know if they had changed the dough up to be a bit more buttery. It always tastes like it's more buttery than normal, but I don't know. And instead of putting a tomato sauce on it, they put a cheese sauce. They use a cheese sauce on it. And then they put either bacon or they have some scrambled egg that they put on it. And that's on both of them. But either it's bacon or sausage. Or, if you're lucky and the right cook's in, you get sausage gravy. That stuff's good. Anyway, and then they add, I presume, I don't know which, it must be mozzarella cheese. And they add, I think they put slices of butter down in the cheese when cheese sauce. But yeah, basically its flavor components are cheese sauce, cheese, and normal breakfast elements, whether it's sausage or bacon or what. There's no tomato sauce, none of your standard tomato or standard pizza flavor. This is a totally different thing. And I know we just killed CJ just by having me describe all of it. He says, just stop. Reva says, CJ, you should get a couple dozen pieces and take them home and freeze them. Yes, you can freeze them and then thaw them out and then warm them up in the microwave, and they'll be normal. He says, not yet. He says, I can't handle this! Such T says, okay, Chief O'Shea, tell us how you do it. That's basically it. And you can actually look up recipes online on how to make Casey's breakfast pizza. Yeah, I've done it. I've made it. It's good. Of course, it's not quite the same. You can never get the same as Casey's, but it's still pretty good. And it comes down to that nice cheese sauce. So she says, "Oh well, CJ." Donnie says, "Cheese, sauce, eggs, bacon, sausage, or Canadian bacon." He worked at Casey's for a while. Yes, and then they have some on the occasion. They have sausage gravy pizza, and they take, apparently, from what I've seen, they take the sausage gravy from their the name just dropped out of my head. How did I lose what that's called? It's so simple. Anyways, they put it on the biscuits. Biscuits and gravy. There we are. Found it again. They take their sausage gravy from their biscuits and gravy and they put it on the pizza. And normally that's instead of cheese sauce. And then they add normal sausage on top of that, I think. I've never fully figured it out. CJ is trying to change the subject because we're killing him. What's the weather like today? Casey's. Cloudy with a chance of Casey's breakfast pizza. Excuse me. On the real note, it was hot. Very hot. He says, garden update? Anything? Alright, we can help with the garden update. I'll switch it back. See, and just before we do that, it was in front of the Casey's location in Panora. Yeah. Casey's location in Panora, where CJ was riding on Amos's bike. Where they were showcasing their maple sausage, bacon, egg, and cheese waffle breakfast sandwich, which is incredibly tasty. Yeah. That was a good time. Alright, back to the garden update. Before we close out, Sister T says it was hot there, but not as hot as it has been. CJ says, I hate you. That's funny, Sister Reba. Oh man, gotta have these flour tortillas. They're the best. Oh, that's great. Okay, so garden update. We just covered Shua with the summer squash. Now here is a picture of Skylar's favorite thing in the garden, the cantaloupe or the muskmelon. I'm with you, Anna, on that one. She says smuggling tortillas. That's incredible. But yeah, this is my one and only cantaloupe plant. Taken off, doing great. It has flowers on it, and it's getting ready to put on melons. So Skylar is ecstatic. Moving on, we have our cucumbers. This is the dragon's egg cucumber, the one that Dad showed on the previous stream. And hiding behind it in the trellis is our volunteer tomato, who just showed up. So they're living in perfect harmony. Tomato, meat, cucumber. This is the... Wow, that picture really didn't end up the best. Wonder... That didn't help. That didn't help either. You have one to fix this blur. Nope. Not today. We're beyond the help of normal helping situations. So, anyways. How do I get you to go away? Yep. So, this is the other cucumber, the lemon cuke. And as I was saying earlier, it's about as tall as I am climbing up the trellis. Reba says they are delicious. I should certainly hope so if people are smuggling them. Donnie says his wife is sleeping and it sounded like a day for him. Well, you have a good night, Donnie. Thank you for joining us. It has been a blast. We've gotten to torture CJ, which is one of my favorite pastimes. Yeah. So that's the cucumbers. how... There we are. Yay. Here is a close-up of the tomato plant that's underneath the cucumbers. Putting on gorgeous tomatoes. I think it's going to be an Amish paste tomato, which is a good versatile tomato. Good for sauces and etc. Kind of long, narrow, cylinder shaped. In the background over here, we have one of the dragon's egg. But anyways, so yeah. But they're coming along nicely. Even for living underneath a tomato. Or cucumber. The names are starting to blur together. It's been a long day. Here's a close-up of one of the dragon's egg cucumbers growing. Probably even the one that Dad showed you all on Let's Read. Here is a picture of my rows of tomatoes positioned over a hog panel so they can grow up through it and then put their fruit on top of the hog panel and stay out of the dirt. And it says good night, y'all. Good night, Anna. We're just wrapping up here. Here is my cabbages. They have been kind of tortured, but they are starting to put on heads. Of course, and as stated earlier, these ones up here were the first ones I planted. They came up, and then this was the second planting a couple weeks later. But you can kind of get a feel for how long my row is from there. And it goes from here all the way to that stake. Actually, that's a pitchfork. But yeah. Yeah. Come back. Here's my okra. Doing good. It's up to about knee-high, maybe mid-thigh. But it's coming along nicely, getting taller and taller. Here is Ezra's watermelon plant. Actually, it's like 5 of them. And we plant our watermelons on a hill of gravel just because we can, and they seem to grow really well there. And it gives for more space, elevates the melons and etc. But the plant itself is doing great. As we covered here a time or 2 or 3 ago, the yellowing of the leaves is normal. As we go on, we'll start to see this whole plant turn yellow. But it's completely normal. Here are my 2 rows of beans, one of which is Blahild purple pole beans on the wire back here. And then we have dragon tongue, snap beans, bush beans, etc. Sister T says, nice. I love okra. Me too, Sister T. I like it pickled. But that's my couple rows of beans, and they're doing well. Everything in the garden, as of a whole, including the weeds, are doing quite well. These are my 3 summer squash plants. All the summer squash you've seen Dad show, Shua have, and me bring in, has been just from 3 plants. That's just 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. And here's a close-up of what's going on. And underneath the foliage, we got another one starting. Plenty of flowers and plenty of buds happening up here. Getting ready. So we got rapid fire going on here. It puts on summer squash really fast. I have been able to steadily harvest just about every 3 days. Here are my onions. Getting nice and big and happy and almost kaput. But it's about the best crop of onions I've ever grown. Those bigger ones you see there are as big as my fist, give or take. So, softball size. And here are my peppers. This is Parker the pepper. This is his 3rd year in the garden. That's this bush you see up front. And then we have some of the new ones for this year. Let's see here. So there's one down in there, I think. Can't hardly tell because Parker's in the way. We have another one. And these two are the biggest of the peppers right now. And those are the Chinese 5-color, which are supposed to be 5 times hotter than jalapenos. So, they're having fun. I'm hoping one of the 3 or 4 that's in here is a bell pepper, because I do try to grow bell peppers for Mom. At least one plant of them. So there you have it, folks. That's your garden update. Everything is coming along nicely. Taking off. Doing good. And all the glory be to the Lord. Because without Him, none of this would be possible. Sister T says goodnight to Anna. Everyone's getting ready for bed, I can tell. Donnie's gone, Anna's left. No. Smuggling tortillas. I still can't get over that one. But it was good to see CJ. Glad he was able to pop in, even while in tourist mode. I'm surprised he actually made contact. Good to have Skylar. He probably went off for his shower. But it was good to have all of y'all here. As always, it is a privilege and a great blessing for me, at least, to see y'all. I get a lot of encouragement from being here with you all. Sister T says good night and amen. You have a good night as well, Sister T. Reba goes, Oshea, how does your garden grow? LOL, looks really good. Thank you, Sister Reba. It's been a struggle keeping on top of the weeds, especially with all the water, but I'd rather have the rain than not have the garden. CJ says, see y'all Monday. You better be back. Some people just runs off, leaves all of his duties behind, says, see ya, I'm going to go visit a giant boat. Love you, CJ. You have a good night. You have a good travel, good trip. Have fun. And we'll see you when you get back. Reba says, thank you for a wonderful night. Enjoyed it immensely. Aw, thank you, Sister Reba. Sister T says she gets encouragement too. Trust me. I do, Sister T. I do. I do trust you. And I'm glad to hear it. And so, with that, thank you all for being here. For spending a chunk of your wonderful Fun Friday! Hooray! Here. And, Until we meet again, God bless you all. Stay safe and stay strong. I love you all. Until next time. Bye bye. Cheerio.